Hey y'all, welcome to Tuesday night. Kind of. Welcome to what we are calling Quarantine Cruise, okay? We know that these past few weeks have been insane, and there's all the things from work to school at home and not doing school at home and trying to figure out how to hang out with friends, but not really, and all of the things that you might be doing. I know you're bored, but I also know that you found some creative ways to be with your people. So keep doing that, okay? But other than that, in case you forgot, today is May 5th, which also is Cinco de Mayo. So hey, tacos, bring those in. I had a little idea that while I'm enjoying Tuesday Night Live, thank you, that we would enjoy some food and hang out and do our things. But I have a question for you real quick. I've got soft tacos right here, and I also have the nice crunchy tacos. Which one do you prefer? Tell me in the comments right now. I'll pick the most favorite. Just kidding, soft taco is the way to go. So whenever you do that, keep eating food, hang out with us. We're gonna be here for just a few minutes before we hop on over to Zoom. And that way we will hang out with our life groups. We'll say hi, be able to chat and do all of that. But in case you haven't been keeping up with us, we've got devos and songs and weird, silly videos that we've been putting up and games and all of these things that we want you to know that we are doing right now. But for now, on Tuesday nights, we are coming back because we miss life groups and we miss you, and so we want to hang out together. But that's all I have to say. I'm going to eat some tacos, and let's send it on over to Mitch to keep going.
Hey, so we're going to sing Breakthrough, but I wanted to do something different and get some of y'all's thoughts on this. So we're going to Zoom call one of our students today, so let's go ahead and do that.
I just wanted to get Natalie's thoughts on it. So, Natalie, what's your favorite part of the song?
My favorite part of the song is when they say, "You alone can take my scars and piece by piece restore my heart, take what's broken and make it whole again."
Nice. And why is that?
In this time, I've been able to sit and think and do a lot of soul searching and look at things in my life and struggles that I've gone through that I need to work on and piece it back together. And God's really helped me through that and has walked me through different processes and stages to just make me whole again.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us, Natalie. Have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you hopefully soon in person, but stay strong.
Bye.
Bye.
I am weary from the waves crashing over every day. God of mercy, please come rescue me. I am longing for your voice, your gentle whisper in the noise. Father, tell me everything's alright. Yeah, your power and your presence break strongholds. King of heaven, when you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough. You alone can take my scars and piece by piece restore my heart. Take what's broken, make it whole again. Hey, your power and your presence break strongholds. King of heaven, when you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough. Oh, there will be breakthrough.
Shake the mountains and break the walls apart. Open the heavens, Almighty God, you are overcomer, defender of my heart. Yeah, by your power, the oceans open wide. Your fire falls down, heaven and earth collide. King Jesus, forever by my side. And your power and your presence break strongholds. King of heaven, when you speak, mountains move. I believe there will be breakthrough.
But, oh, sorry. Mitch, you sounded really good, man. I'm just watching with you guys, enjoying this. It's still cool to think that in this time, God is still a God of breakthrough. And we talked about that in one of our devos, one of our song thoughts that we've been doing over the past few weeks. If you haven't kept up with that, totally go watch some of those. They're on YouTube or on Instagram. But we just want you to know that even in this time, God is still God, all right? And so we're going to send it back over to Brooks now, who's going to share a little bit from the book of Daniel. So here we go.
How's it going? Hey, I love that we can do this new format and be in your living room or on your computer or wherever we need to be. But here's the thing. No matter what we're doing, we always want to talk about the Bible. We always want to talk about Jesus. So I'm gonna read a little bit from the book of Daniel. And some of you guys may know Daniel, Old Testament guy. You might know the stories from Daniel, like he was thrown in lion's den. He interpreted writings on the wall for dreams and all that stuff. Maybe some of you know this story as well. It's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And you know what happened to them? They got thrown into the furnace, this fiery furnace. So I'm just going to give a little overview of the story, just for those who might not be so familiar with it. We got this king who he's kind of a narcissist. All that means is he loves looking at pictures of himself. So much so that he actually builds a golden statue and tells everybody in the kingdom to bow down and worship it. I don't know if you see golden statues around, but this guy built a golden statue so people would look at his image. There were some other people in his, in his court, kind of people that worked for him, and they noticed that there were some people that weren't necessarily bowing down and worshiping this golden statue. So what do? You might know the story. They point fingers at him and they tell the king, hey, these people aren't worshiping you. And here's what happens in verse 13. I just want to read this real quick. It says, then Nebuchadnezzar, that's the king, in a furious rage commanded Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to be brought. So they brought these men before the king. So here's my first thing that I see in this story is there is this idol. And what an idol is something that is not God but takes the place of God. And there's these Jews, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who refuse to bow down and worship this idol. And here's the thing. Whenever we stand against idols, those who are idol worshipers get filled with rage. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Standing against idol worship results in rage from those who worship idols. Because here we see it again, in just a few verses later in verse 19, it says, Nebuchadnezzar was filled with fury. And the expression of his face changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And then we know the story. He throws them into this fiery furnace. But this is the best part. There's a guy that shows up in the furnace. And I love this because some commentators, some people who really know their Bible really well, will look at it and they'll say, man, that person who showed up in the furnace, that could have been Jesus. Big theological word called Christophany. It means Jesus Christ showing up in the Old Testament. It could have been Jesus in the furnace with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And of course, they come out of the furnace, and Nebuchadnezzar, he says, wow, your God is a lot more powerful than me. So here's the point I want to make. This might seem like an old story that is just a story, but it was actually a historical account, something that actually happened. This actually happened. There were guys that were thrown into a furnace because they didn't bow down to a golden image. I want to challenge you to think about, are there images, are there idols in our world today? Can you find some golden images in our world today? I think there are, actually. So here's what I want to do. I want to take you to some golden images, some things that might ask us to bow down to them. And I just want to get you thinking about a little bit, is this an idol? So come with me, and I want to show you some things that might be idols in our world today. All right, so I'm outside Bothell City Hall. What is this? Why is this an idol? Is this a golden statue? Well, here's the deal. Maybe not this building. Doesn't look golden or anything like that. But here's the deal. Do you know someone who is like super into politics and super into government and is really just putting their hope and faith and trust in maybe an institution? This is the city hall. This is where a lot of the business happens. And I'm not saying anything bad against this, but maybe it's a symbol of something bigger. If you put your hope in a government or a person or a politician to rescue you, to bring out your restoration, or to heal maybe our country or land, maybe that's an idol that we bow down to. Might not be a big golden building, but it could be an idol. It could be something that people put their hope and trust in. All right, let's keep going. All right, can you tell where I am now? How about now? CenturyLink Field. Okay, I came all the way down here to Seattle at an empty stadium. Now, why would I come to a stadium? Do you think a stadium is a golden statue? Okay, how about this? Have you ever seen someone get so upset when a team loses that they start to cry? Or maybe they get so excited when the team wins that they start to cry. Could we end up worshiping a sports team or a sports organization? Maybe it's not the building, maybe it's not the players, maybe it's just the organization that we start to plan our days around it. We start to give our money to it. Here's the thing, an idol is a good thing that turns into a God thing. It's a good thing that starts to take the place of God. So let me ask you this question. Do you think that we could worship a team? Do we think that we could worship an organization? Do you think that people orchestrating their time, energy, days, and money around something could be a form of worship? Just something to think about. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, guys, here's the thing with idols. They might not look like they do in the Bible, but let me tell you, they certainly exist today. They're just a lot more sneaky. But let me tell you this, is that they still ask for your time, they still ask for your devotion, and they still ask for you to bow down to them. They just look a little bit different than they did back in the Bible times. All right, I have one more to show you, and promise me you won't get too upset about this next one. Ready? Okay, so I'm here in my living room now, and does this look like a golden statue to you? No, probably not. But maybe what happens in here does. Maybe this is right, an Xbox remote. Video games, can that be a form of idol worship? Maybe that is a golden statue that we bow down to. Now, okay, hear me out. I'm not saying video games are inherently always bad, but maybe how we enter those into our lives is bad. Maybe that can turn into a form of idol worship. If an idol is a good thing that turns into a God thing, if it's a good thing that ends up controlling our lives, let's be honest. Are there people that you know, maybe you, that spend way too much time playing video games? If an idol is something that asks us to worship it, do we spend our days thinking about how we can play video games? Or maybe it's just not video games. Here, this is, right, it's a TV remote. No one uses TV remotes anymore because everything is streamed on Netflix. But maybe entertainment, just being entertained, being consuming products and consuming entertainment is a form of idol worship. Maybe it's asking you to bow down to it by spending hours and hours in front of the TV watching episode after episode of something. Is that a form of idol worship? Is it asking you to bow down to it, give your energy, give your mind to it? Just some food for thought. Here's the thing. Idols are all around us. They might not look like they did back in the Bible times, but they're all around us. Okay, so maybe some of those places we went to got you thinking a little bit, that an idol can really be anything. It's just a good thing that turns into a God thing. Anything that replaces God in your life. And remember, whenever we stand against idols, those who worship idols get filled with rage. Jesus shows up when we do that, though, so we don't have to do it alone. It is an awesome, awesome thing. Friends, we want you to be able to talk with your groups tonight. So, hey, Cody, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So I'm finishing up my tacos, and I want you to know just a couple things. We are wanting you to go to Zoom right now, because here's the thing. I'm great, Brooks is great, Mitch is great, but we know that your life groups are the best part of any Tuesday night. So hop on over to Zoom. We're gonna put the link in Zoom or in the chat right now. You can follow that over to Zoom. And if you saw some of the emails that we've been sending you, you know that we're just gonna ask one simple thing, okay? That when you head over to Zoom, just type in your real name, because we need to know that. And if it's not there, you won't be in, but put your name and put what grade you're in. So if I was a senior, I would say, hey, I'm Cody and 12th grade. So just Cody and 12 or whatever that looks like. I believe in you, you're smart enough. So head on over to Zoom. We can't wait to see you and talk to you for a second, and then help you find your way to your life group's private page where y'all are able to talk and do that. So guys, this is all we have for you tonight, but welcome to Quarantine Cruise and Tuesdays, which are kind of back, but we'll be here for the next little bit. So every Tuesday at 7, we're gonna do it. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time. Bye.